Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this evening session of Breaking Free from Limiting Beliefs, Reformatting My Belief System, Actualizing a New Belief System. Yes, we're going to jump right in this evening. We did, and we are having some technical difficulties. Those of you who normally come in on the Zoom line, it was a closed session. For some reason, we're not getting a strong link there. So I have opened up the YouTube channel. So those who have not enrolled are being blessed with this presentation. So I'm going to ask before I get started, I have one person I'm communicating with. I'm going to ask if Myrna, if you can give me a sound check. Is it volume loud enough? If you can let me know that, that will help me out. And then we're just going to roll on this evening. So I'll wait here for you to respond if you can. Myrna, on a sound check, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Let me let me know how that is for you. Okay. All right. I believe it is. I'm not able to see anything yet, so I'm just going to proceed as if things are okay. So we're going to do this. I'm going to get a 5-second pause, and then I'm going to start right into tonight's presentation. All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this evening's presentation. I am happy that you have joined us for the 9th session of tonight's session. So welcome to session 9 of 9. We're going to jump right into this evening's presentation. So tonight we're dealing with breaking free from your belief system, factory resetting your belief system. This is session 9 of 9, as stated, and it's entitled Reformatting My BS, or My Belief System, Actualizing a New Belief System. So I want to welcome each of you to tonight. A brief overview of tonight's session. We're going to look at some of my objectives are to help you understand how beliefs shape your reality, learn to reformat your limiting beliefs, and then to install empowering beliefs. So those are the things we're going to go over tonight. I'm going to really drill down into this as we wrap up. And I believe that even in this session, if you are tuning in just for the first time because it's out on YouTube tonight, it will give you enough that you will be able to take what you get tonight and begin to move forward. So we're going to start by looking at our agenda. You see here on the screen, I want to again welcome all of you back to the Belief System Masterclass. Tonight we're diving into an important topic, and that topic is reformatting my belief system, which stands for my BS, which stands for my belief system. So throughout this seminar, we're going to explore how our beliefs shape our reality. And tonight we will explore how we can actively reformat our beliefs to align with the life we desire to create. And so these are the things we're going to go through tonight. We're going to look at the importance of reformatting your belief, and the steps to that. It has to do with awareness, challenging old beliefs, installing new beliefs, reinforcement, and consistency. So we're going to deal with that. I'm also going to present a case study for you all this evening to pull it all together. And we'll wrap up with Q&A. I've kind of pulled together about 10 questions that I often have been asked by my clients that I believe these questions will help you fortify tonight's lesson. And then we're going to have a conclusion and a call to action. Okay, so we're going to start by looking at understanding our current belief systems. So let's start by reviewing the beliefs we currently hold, especially the limiting ones. These beliefs have been shaped by our upbringing, our culture, our experiences. They operate beneath our conscious awareness. We have to be aware of that. The subconscious mind stores these beliefs. Whether they help or hinder us, it's important that we get a grasp on that. So we want to look at that tonight. Particularly, one of the things I've stressed over the last 8 weeks is that we have a conscious awareness and a subconscious unawareness that we often are dealing with. And that's the program. We know that our subconscious mind stores these beliefs, and that many times we're not aware of them, but these beliefs are either hindering us or helping us. In most cases, we find that many of our beliefs are hindering us. And that's why there comes a point in our lives where we really need to take a look at what we believe. So I want to give you some examples of this what I'm talking about. So success is only for others, not for people like me. This can be a belief that some of us hold. These are some beliefs that we hold. This belief stems from historical and systemic barriers that have created a perception that certain levels of success, particularly in business or leadership roles, are unattainable, particularly for those of African Americans or those who are in the diaspora. And this leads to a lot of self-doubt and reluctance to pursue ambitious goals. So that's an example. Another example of beliefs that we currently hold is money is the root of all evil, particularly if you have a strong religious background. You may not even have a religious background, but this is something that was said often in your home. This is something that the culture you grew up in would resonate with, that money is the root of all evil and wealth is not for people like us. So what that's saying is this is rooted in what I like to call generational poverty, and reinforced by cultural narratives. This belief can create a mindset where financial success is viewed with suspicion or guilt, and it often leads us to a fear of pursuing wealth, even when it could provide security and opportunities for growth. We stay in what we're familiar with. Another example could be people who say, I have to work twice as hard to be seen as equal. And I hear that frequently, that, our ice has to be colder than everybody else's ice. And the reality is ice freezes at a particular degree. So we have to be aware that we have beliefs, assumptions, and assumptions harden into beliefs. And we have to, at some point in time, untangle our beliefs. And then we can decide which beliefs we want to hold on to and which beliefs we really want to let go of, that they don't serve our highest or greatest good. So that's really important, that we are aware of that. Many people take no time to learn about their belief system. They have no clue about the importance of their belief system and the need to reformat it. Let me go back here. I think I may be a slide ahead. Okay, we're talking about understanding our current belief systems. So we're right where I want to be. So that's important. The next thing we want to look at is the role that our subconscious mind plays. Because here we're looking at, when we talk about our subconscious mind, we're looking at the program, okay? That piece that's beneath the surface. The subconscious mind plays a crucial role in maintaining our beliefs, especially those that are deeply ingrained. And basically, here's how it works. They store our beliefs. That is, when we talk about our brain stores our beliefs, and they go down into our subconscious, and that's the program that runs. So the subconscious acts like a vast storage system where all your beliefs, your memories, your experiences, and your habits are kept. Many of these beliefs were formed early in your life, and they've become automatic responses that guide your behavior without conscious thoughts. Between the age from the time you are of conception to about 8 to 10, you are downloaded the program, and it's this program. And so what we need to, wait a minute, let me see something here. Okay, I think that's how it's supposed to go. So, how is that looking for you, Myrna? Thanks for letting me know that my screen was shifted. So, uh, how is that? If you can type that in for me, I appreciate it. I'm not sure. I just want to make sure you guys are seeing. You should see a one screen now with, well, just my slides. Excellent. Thank you for letting me know that. Okay. So we want to know that our um, beliefs are stored in our subconscious, which is our I also like to say they're stored down in our heart. They get to the heart of who we are, and that's where your subconscious is, not your head. Your head represents those things that are required to run right now. So our beliefs are automated. Okay. There's an automation of our beliefs. Once a belief is established, the conscious mind works to maintain it. This is why certain thoughts, reactions, and behaviors seem to happen automatically. What happens is the subconscious seeks to confirm and reinforce these beliefs through your daily experiences and actions, which makes them feel natural and true. Our subconscious also is where we filter information. The subconscious mind filters the information to receive that you receive to whether or not you're going to focus on what aligns with your existing beliefs. And if it doesn't fit with what you're already believing, the firewall goes up. What happens is, if you believe you are not capable of success, as an example, your subconscious mind tend to notice and remember experiences that support this belief while filtering out evidence to the contrary. Another thing about your subconscious mind is it has a resistance to change. It's a program that's set. It has a firewall around it, so nobody can tamper with it. It has to be deliberate and intentional to change your operating system. So the subconscious mind is designed to maintain stability and consistency in your beliefs, which can make it resistant to new information and resistant to change. Even when we believe in, when a belief is limiting or harmful, the subconscious may resist altering it because it has become familiar and feels safe. Okay, even if that information is not beneficial, you hold on to it. It also, your subconscious program influences your behavior. So I'm sharing with you some things that you have to take in consideration about this thing we call the program, the subconscious mind. Once a belief is established, the subconscious mind works to maintain it. This is why certain thoughts, action, behaviors seem to happen automatically, and the subconscious mind confirms and reinforces these beliefs through your daily experience. So we got to be mindful of that. Is also is influence it impacts our emotions. The subconscious mind affects our emotional responses. Beliefs stored in the subconscious can trigger automatic emotional responses such as fear, anxiety, self-doubt. Even when there's no logical reason for them, you have them. These emotions then reinforce the belief, creating a cycle. We talked about that loop a couple of weeks ago. That's creating this cycle that's hard to break. It's reinforcing. Um, the subconscious mind has a role to play in reprogramming. If you can't reprogram your behavior without addressing the program, a lot of times we just try to do it by willpower. We try to do it by being conscious, but you only are conscious 5% of your day. Science says 95% of your day you're in that unconscious state. The program is running. So the role of the program, while the subconscious is powerful in maintaining beliefs, is also the key to changing them. So if you want to change your behavior, change your actions, you got to change the program through practices like, and we're going to talk about them, affirmations, visualizations, and consistent reinforcement. What you can do is you can reprogram your subconscious to accept the new and empowering beliefs that you desire to take on. Now, this process takes time and it also takes repetition. Just like everything that's in the program now came by way of repetition. Seeing something, hearing something once or twice does not automatically take into the program. So, as the subconscious needs to be convinced that the new beliefs are safe and true. That's why we have cognitive dissonance, which we're going to talk about. So, in summary, when we talk about the subconscious mind's role, the subconscious mind maintains beliefs by storing them, filtering information to support them, and influencing behavior and emotions based on these beliefs. While it can resist change with consistent effort, the subconscious mind can be reprogrammed. So you have to be deliberate and intentional when it comes to deciding to reprogram your program or your subconscious mind. That's important that you know that. Okay, let me go. Yeah. Okay. The importance of formatting your belief systems. Okay. Why is this important? Why do we need to reformat our belief systems? Okay, that's a question. Our beliefs are the foundation of our lives. This is what that previous slide was showing us, that the program runs everything. Okay, and if our beliefs are outdated or limiting, they'll continue to create experiences that reflect those beliefs, keeping us stuck. So, reformatting means deliberately changing these beliefs to support the life we desire. So, we are being deliberate and intentional in identifying the beliefs, identifying whether they are supportive of us or they're working against us, and we want to change them. And we do that by using tools like affirmations, visualizations, most of all, repetition. And through these tools, we create and reinforce what we call empowered beliefs, beliefs that have been empowered. So it's important that we format our belief system. Know that it's already formatted. Everyone I'm talking to right now has a belief system that's formatted, but it's going to take deep change to do that, not just positive thinking. You know, we talk about neuroplasticity. That's the brain's ability to form new connections. But unless you are doing something to forge new connections, you're going to go down the path that's most traveled. And that's because of habitual thinking, habitual behavior, and that loop that you're in. So we got to learn how to rewire our minds to have that foundational change. So that's very key, that we learn that we have to rewire our minds. If we don't rewire our minds, we're going to find ourselves having the same frustrations, going through the same things over and over again. So that's important. So some of the tools that we use for reformatting our beliefs is affirmations, visualizations, repetition. So when we talk about affirmations, that's affirming the thing desired, or statements that keep you in resonance with what you desire. So the more you affirm something, now, if you're affirming it, if you're just stating it from your head and there's no emotional attachment, if it doesn't make you feel good, if it doesn't move you, then you're just stating it from your head. But it's the things that we state that has an emotional attachment to them, is the things that is telling you that you're you're taking ownership of it. You are aligning with it. You're resonating with it. Now, when we talk about visualization, we have to understand the power of imagination. Visualization is having something that's imagined that uh, have you decide to do frequently. So you have an imagined act that you do frequently and you're visualizing it. And so when we talk about, like this past weekend, we talked about how to create in 72 hours. And part of that was creating a scene. Let's say if you are looking to be promoted, you will create a scene that would happen if you were promoted, what would happen? And you may say, well, one of the things, my boss will come in and he will say congratulations. He'll shake my hand and we'll chat it up about the promotion. So you create that scene. You don't create anything else but that scene until that scene becomes so real that you can feel it. And it's in the 3-day process, which I'm not going to go into here. At the end of this 3-day process, you've held this deliberate and intentional scene, and now it's sealed and you can let it go. And now you're just trusting the process. So that's part of visualization, imagination, and it also includes repetition. We must know that whatever is in the program, whatever your behaviors that you are exhibiting that you want to extinguish, or behaviors that you want to see happen more frequently, you got to uh, you got to have repetition of thought, repetition of speech, and repetition of action that are all in alignment. So that's important. And ultimately, that helps you reformat your belief. So the purpose is to create and reinforce empowering beliefs. That's what the purpose of this 8 weeks or 9 weeks has been about, helping you put yourself in position that you can actually begin to reformat and create the life that you desire. Now, there are some steps to actualizing, and we want to take some time and look at those steps. So the overview of the steps is awareness, okay, challenging old beliefs, installing new beliefs, reinforcement. So the first step is awareness. You want to become conscious of the beliefs that are running the show. Okay. This involves introspection and identifying the beliefs that shape your reality. You want to ask yourself, what beliefs do I hold about, you can say, money, relationships, success, your religious beliefs. You want to ask, what beliefs do I hold about healing? What beliefs do I hold as it relates to wealth? What beliefs do I hold in every area of your life? You want to ask, what is my belief that accompanies this? So you want to ask yourself, are my beliefs limiting me, or are they helping me? So you want to identify limiting beliefs. Start by recognizing the existing beliefs that are holding you back. You want to observe patterns, notice reoccurring thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that reflect these limiting beliefs. You want to challenge your old beliefs. You want to question the validity of them. You want to ask yourself if these beliefs are based on facts or assumptions. Okay, assumptions held become facts, or become your beliefs, and your beliefs are not always based on truth or facts. So you want to ask yourself, are they truly serving your highest and greatest good? You want to learn how to reframe your negative beliefs. You want to begin to see these beliefs from a different perspective, challenging their accuracy and their relevance. You know, many times people have this expanded encounter that find out that there's more out in the world than what was given to them, but then they have this cognitive dissonance, and the dissonance is because the firewall is up, and the firewall is not allowing that old belief to be displaced or replaced. And so that's why you have this cognitive dissonance. And until you come to grips with it, by asking yourself these questions, by taking ownership that this belief that I hold does not serve me, but yet it has me hostage, and then you work towards breaking free from it. So when it comes to identifying your beliefs, that's the first steps. Then you want to begin to install new beliefs. Okay, when it comes to installing new beliefs, that means you want to create positive affirmations that develop new and empowering beliefs that align with the life you desire to live. You want to frame things in a positive way. Example, I am deserving of success. Instead of saying I am successful, because your inner self may begin to compete and say you're not successful, because if you were successful, things will be lining up differently in your life. You wouldn't be where you are. So it's easier to start with something softer, like I am deserving of success. And as you move from I am deserving of success, you next can be able to say, I am successful, without having internal pushback. That's important. A lot of your pushback is going to come from the inside, not necessarily from the outside. Part of that visualization is regularly visualizing yourself living according to the new beliefs, feeling the emotions that are associated with this new reality. If you say you're wealthy, and though you may not have the income coming in that substantiates or supports that, you can go to certain places. You can go to where the rich and the famous, or where wealth, where wealth is. You can feel the wealth. You're in a wealthy place when things are in order, when things are clean. You're in a wealthy place when people are moving about with intentionality. But when you're in a place that is not representing wealth, all the opposites. So you got to get yourself in that experience. Most importantly, an internal experience. But if you never have had the external experience, you will have a hard time holding that internal experience. That's why I will usually give a client an assignment. Like if they want a certain car, I would tell them to go to the dealership, sit in the car, feel the leather and all the attributes of that vehicle, and now register it in your mind. And then you can step away from that, and you can start visualizing from the place of you've experienced it. And many of us have a hard time imagining, because we have allowed our imagination faculty to atrophy, because we don't really use our imaginations. A lot of times as you grow older, somebody told you, you come out of the imaginary world and keep it real. But the world we live in is a direct result of the imagined world, or a world of default, by the things that you see on TV, the negativity. So you got to be careful that you are not holding affirmations or affirming things that you don't really want to show up in your life. And that's part of visualization. Be careful what you see. So you got to have a daily practice. And part of this daily practice is to reinforce your new beliefs daily through consistent practice of your affirmations, your visualizations, your mindfulness. Most important is to learn to live the as if principle. That is, act and make decisions as if this new belief is already true, integrating them into your daily life. And in addition to that, you want to seek some support also. So those are some of the steps you will take to succeed. Many people not willing to take that first step. And in order to get to that top step, you have to take that first step. So step one is becoming conscious of your current beliefs, going into introspection, self-reflection. Okay, identifying your beliefs about money, about relationships, and those are the questions you want to ask yourself. Okay, and then the next thing is, I gave you an overview, but now we're looking at the challenging old beliefs. Once you've identified your limiting beliefs, the next step is to challenge them, to question their validity. Are they based on fact or assumption? okay, or fears. By challenging your beliefs, you weaken the hold that they have on you. Okay, like this plant, it grew in the midst of. Did it crack that tree? I believe that we have this seed inside of us that if we cultivate it with the desire for it to come forth, it can grow no matter what environment that you're in. But you got to learn how to challenge your old beliefs. That this involves questioning again their validity and reframing them to align with your desired reality. Some of the steps to challenge old beliefs first is to identify your current beliefs. Start by clearly identifying the specific belief you want to challenge. So you may want to take one belief on at a time. You want to write it down. You make it when you write it down, you make it tangible. You want to examine the evidence of that belief. You want to ask yourself, what evidence supports this belief? What evidence contradicts it? Often you'll find that the belief is based on assumptions, past experiences, fears rather than objective truth. Matter of fact, they may be something that was just passed on to you by someone who was near to you and they never checked it out. But because they gave it to you, you take it as word. You want to, so that's like considering the source. So you want to reflect on where the belief originated. Was it something you were taught as a child? It's a societal norm or a conclusion that was drawn by negative experience. I told a story about there was this young lady who was deciding this is the year I'm going to learn how to do the Thanksgiving dinner. And so she made it known to her mom that she was going to join her from the time she got up and go through everything as it relates to preparing that meal. And so she was watching her mom, and she noticed that her mom had thawed the turkey out, and but her mom took this big turkey because they had a huge family, so they had a big turkey, and she cut it in half and put it in two pans. And then the daughter said, "Mom, why are you cutting the turkey in two halves?" And then she says, "This is how my grandmother did it, and this is how we do it." And then she said, "I don't know, get on the phone and call your grandma." And then she got on the phone, she reached her grandmother, and her grandmother said, "What's up, baby?" And she said, Mama, I'm here watching mom put this turkey together, but I can't understand why she cut it in half. And she doesn't even know why she cut it in half." And then she said, "Put your mom on the phone." And she said, "You know, I cut that turkey in half because the oven I had was not large enough. But you're sitting over there in that $1 million home with that industrial oven, and you tell me you're still cutting that turkey in half." See, here's just the moral of the story. She just did it because that's how her mom did it. But she never found out why her mom did it that way. But now that belief has been broken, that young lady is now the granddaughter is learning the proper way. So you got to ask critical questions, and you got to ask yourself, is this belief always true, or is it true in this situation? Is it possible that the belief is outdated or no longer serves me? What if the opposite of the belief were true? What impact would that have on me? So you want to reframe your beliefs, create a new one, more empowering belief that aligns with your goals and values. This new belief should be realistic but positive. Example, if the old belief was, "I'm not good enough," you might reframe it to, "I am capable and deserving of success." So you're going to test the belief after that. You begin acting as if the new belief is true. Look for opportunities to prove this new belief to yourself through your actions and your experiences. A good example would be an old belief: "I'll never be financially successful because I come from a poor background." Okay, so you got to identify the steps to challenge and reframe that belief. If you don't challenge that belief, you're going to hold on to it. So you want to acknowledge that you hold that belief that financial success is out of reach and due to your background. You examine the evidence. You look at the examples of people who come from the similar situations and even more challenging backgrounds. and what they've achieved through financial success. You consider your own experience where you have demonstrated financial responsibility or success, even if it's been on a small scale. You want to also consider the source. You want to recognize that this belief may have been influenced by your family's financial struggles or societal messages about what people from certain backgrounds can achieve. So you want to consider where this is coming from, the messaging. You want to question the belief's validity. Ask yourself, is it true that no one from a poor background can be successful? Could it be that your background has actually given you a unique strength and resilience that can help you succeed? I believe all of us are born into the perfect situation, and we have a way to come up out of it. We got to learn to reframe our beliefs. That is, replace old beliefs like my background has given me the resilience and determination and achieve financial success in spite of the environment. I have the power to change my financial future. You take control, you empower yourself. Then you want to test the new belief. And you do that by taking steps towards financial success, such as setting financial goals, saving, investing, pursuing education to enhance your earning potential, and just become familiar with how wealthy people move, how they live, how they think. That's what you want to do. You don't just want to read a book, take a class. You want to have some conversations. You want to go observe. You'll find a lot of things. But by challenging your old belief and replacing it with a more empowering one, what happens is you open yourself up to new possibilities and you take proactive steps towards achieving financial success. That's important. Now, the third piece was in installing that new belief. Okay, so we want to now take some time to install the new belief, the empowering belief. Affirmations and visualizations are key tools here. Affirmations help rewire your brain, replace old neural pathways. You're creating a new pathway. And visualization allows your subconscious mind to accept these new beliefs as reality. So let's look at installing this new belief. You see the key points here. So when we install in a new belief using affirmations and visualization, it requires consistent reinforcement. Empowering thoughts and mental images must be consistently brought before you until they become a natural part of your mindset. So here's how you can do this. Using affirmations to install new beliefs, you create positive affirmations. You identify the new belief, determine the belief you want to install. For example, if you want to believe that you are confident, your affirmation might be, I am confident and capable in every situation. Notice you use present tense. Phrase your affirmation in the present as if the belief is already happening. This helps your mind to begin to accept it as your current reality. Your program, your mind doesn't know when you're playing or when you're for real. So you have to be careful. The word says you can tell a fool by the multitude of words he speaks. Too much jesting will get in the way. You will fool yourself, and it comes to a place where your subconscious, your program, don't know when you are giving it an order, when you are giving it instruction, and when you're not. So that's important. You want to keep positive. Focus on what you desire, not what you want to avoid. Instead of saying, I'm not afraid, say, I'm courageous and I'm strong. Don't say, I'm not afraid, because that's a negative. You want to repeat affirmations regularly. This is a daily practice. Repeat your affirmations daily, ideally in the morning and before bed. But I do it throughout the day. When I go to lunch, I will order my food, and while I'm waiting on my food, or if I'm not even eating, I will go into meditation, maybe 5-10 minutes. And sometimes I'll have my affirmations written on a card, and I'll just read them. I don't even have to commit them to memory. I'll read them. But ultimately, the more you do it, when you first start, because you want to be consistent, you want to have the same affirmations over and over and over. And before bed is ideal because you get into that theta state, that dream state. And that's where you begin to, the firewall is down, and it's easier to get things in. That's why people listen to subliminal beats, things like that. You got to be careful with that, though, because you really don't know what the beat is unless you've done some research. That's important. But what I'm saying is consistency is the key to installing. The more often you repeat your affirmations, the more they will begin to influence your subconscious mind. You want to say them with conviction. Speak your affirmations out loud with confidence and belief. Even if it feels awkward at times, which it will, over time, this practice will help you internalize the belief. And then you get to the place where you don't have to speak it. You'll go through the day. It's sometimes as I go through my day, I'm saying the affirmations in my mind. I'm saying it silently. Okay, that's where you want to get to. You also want to integrate your affirmations into your routine. So you create a spiritual practice, and that's what I talk about a lot. We got to create spiritual practices. That's important. You want to have some routines. Now, you want to have some visual cues. What do I mean by that? You want to place written affirmations where you can see them frequently, and don't have a lot of affirmations. If you're dealing with health, have affirmations around health. Find out what's the most important to change right now and stick with that. I know some people try to have a health affirmations, wealth affirmations, relationship affirmations, career affirmations, family affirmations. What area of your life are you having some challenges, and create them from there. That's important. So you want to have some visual cues where you can see them frequently, such as on your mirror, on your computer, your screen, on your phone. You can do some creative things. You can speak them into your phone and play them back. So you get in the auditory, you get visual. So you pulling in your sensory self also. Using visualizations to install the new belief. It's important. You want to create clear mental image. That is, you want to visualize the desired outcome. Close your eyes and picture yourself living in alignment with your new belief. Example, if your new belief is, I am successful, you want to visualize yourself achieving your goals, feeling proud and accomplished. What does success look like? What does it smell like? Okay. What things have you said when I get? And then those are the things you want to take into your visualization. You want to engage all your senses if you can. Imagine what you see, hear, feel, and even smell or taste in this in this scenario. The more vivid your visualization is, the more powerful it will be. So you want to practice visualization regularly. Now, set some time aside. Yeah, it's about you. You got to set time aside, dedicate a few minutes each day for visualization, ideally in a quiet, relaxed environment where you don't have to be disturbed, or you won't be disturbed. Morning and night are good. Like affirmations, the best time for visualization are often in the morning, or when you first wake up, that you're still in that state, and right before you fall asleep, when your mind is more open to suggestions. Another piece you want to pull in, you want to feel the emotions. You got to connect emotionally. As you visualize, focus on the positive emotions that come with your new belief, such as joy, confidence, peace. Now, I tell people, when you ask people, okay, tell me some emotions, a lot of times we have a limited emotional vocabulary. So you want to look up emotions, or find out what other words represent emotions. And the more expansive your vocabulary becomes as it relates to emotions, you can be more specific. Sometimes we use the same emotions when that's not the best emotion to, oh, you're not sad, I'm disappointed. That's the difference. So we want to begin to increase our emotional vocabulary. That's important. Then you want to see yourself taking steps instead of only visualizing the end results. Also visualize the steps you can take, the right next inspired action. For example, see yourself working confidently, making decisions, overcoming obstacles, or if you're having health issues, see yourself doing the thing that you're not able to do at this present moment. So you got to build your belief through action. Visualizing the process helps build confidence in your ability to manifest the belief, making it feel more achievable. So you want to combine your affirmations and your visualizations. Now, that's important. So by consistently using affirmations and visualizations together, what you do is you start to reprogram your subconscious mind to accept your new beliefs as your reality. And then over time, these practices help you to internalize the belief, influencing your thoughts, your behaviors, and ultimately the outcome of your life. What you find is a lot of times people don't stick and stay, they start and stop. The 72-hour process that I talked about this past weekend, if you stop at 24 hours, you have to start over. And that's what happens is we find ourselves constantly starting over because we don't hold the resonance, because we don't do it frequently enough. So we want to be mindful of that. The fourth step after you install your belief is to reinforce. You want to reinforce its reinforcement and consistency. You must reinforce your new beliefs daily. Consistency is the key. Practice affirmations. You see on the screen, somebody might say, what are those bars? That's called rhubarb. If you ever watch individuals who are doing concrete work, like if you watch the guys on the street that are laying new concrete, and even if your sidewalk is large enough, they'll put these metal reinforcement rods in there called rhubarb. So it reinforces the concrete. So you want to practice your affirmations, visualize your desired outcomes, and live as if these new beliefs are already true. The more you practice, the stronger the belief will become. And you got to be careful who you are sharing with, because some people walk inside of reality. I know when I had the encounter 4 months ago with the medical condition, and I made the mistake of sharing my belief of how I can heal myself. And there was a person who thought that was the craziest thing in the world because they were involved with the medical model. And every time they would see me, they would ask, how are you doing? And they weren't asking how I was doing from the perspective, I hope you're doing well, but just to say, how's that working for you? And so I have had a miraculous, what we would call a miraculous turnaround. I'm not on any meds or any of those things that they projected, but that person hasn't asked me, but I'll be able to give them a testimony. So it means you got to be consistent. You got to be careful who's around you, who's in your crowd. That's why I tell individuals, when you come into a seminar like this or a class like this, bring some people with you that's in your circle so you can have these conversations, so they can kind of help tweak you throughout the day when you're saying the wrong thing, thinking the wrong things, doing the wrong things. They can remind you of the thing you want to experience. So when we're talking consistency, it's crucial to know that it's the thing that reinforces your new belief. It helps you solidify your beliefs in your subconscious mind, making them an integral part of the thought patterns and behaviors. So here's why consistency is so important. One, it helps you rewire your brain. Okay, there you can rewire your brain. There's a lot of books out there that I will recommend to you. Building new neural pathways. Music do it. Can like they found stroke victims by listening to music from their past can rewire that brain. What the parts of the brain that appear to have been destroyed, but they can rewire themselves. So when you consistently practice new beliefs, new behaviors, you are essentially rewiring your brain. Repetition strengthens the neural connections that are associated with your beliefs, making them more dominant over time. So if you want to overcome old habits, old limiting beliefs are deeply ingrained. And because they have been reinforced over time, consistent practice of new beliefs help you to gradually weaken these old pathways. And that's why you can say, day by day, I'm getting better in some way. Ease up. Don't expect everything to happen overnight. You want to replace old behaviors with new ones, new empowering ones. You want to not only replace them, but you want to embed your beliefs in your subconscious mind, making your beliefs automatic. The subconscious mind operates on repetition and familiarity. By consistently reinforcing your new beliefs, what you are doing is you're training your subconscious to accept them as your new reality. And this makes these beliefs become automatic rather than something you have to consciously think about or do. Now, you want to also create lasting change. Sporadic or occasional practice may lead to a temporary shift, but lasting change requires that new beliefs be reinforced consistently until they become the natural part of who you are. Practice perfects you. Building confidence and trust. This is another thing that that will reinforce. You have to build confidence and trust, reinforcing positive self-image. Consistently practicing new beliefs helps you to reinforce and to build confidence in yourself and your abilities. So as you see the results of these new beliefs manifest in your life, you trust them. Your trust in them and in yourself will grow. That's why you keep a journal. A journal is not just to get negative stuff out of you or to rehearse good things, but a journal can be a deliberate place you go to write down your observations. You become a spiritual practitioner. You become a spiritual scientist. Okay, that's what I'm talking about here. Now, it's important that you align your actions with your beliefs. Consistency in action. When you consistently reinforce new beliefs, your actions naturally begin to align with those beliefs. This alignment between belief and behavior is crucial for achieving the outcomes that you desire. And it helps you to begin to create momentum. That is, regular reinforcement creates momentum, making it easier to continue acting in a way that supports your new beliefs. The momentum I'm talking about helps you stay on track, even when challenges arise. So these are some of the things you want to do. You want to break old patterns. Okay. And you do that by replacing negative thought patterns. Consistent reinforcement of new beliefs gradually diminish the old negative beliefs. You're looking to have long-term growth here. That is through what I like to call sustained personal development. Consistency is reinforced when your new beliefs are supported by ongoing personal growth and development. You continue to expand. And as you continue to practice and reinforce the beliefs, they evolve with you, supporting and growing new goals and aspirations. So consistency is the game changer, and a lot of people don't spend time being consistent or acting consistent, and if because they're not acting consistent, they don't get the outcomes that they truly desire. Okay, good. Let's look at a case study right quick. I want to share with you a case study of a client that I had named. This is not Lisa, but I just pulled a picture of African American sister. So to illustrate how reformatting a belief system can lead to profound change, I want to share this case study. Now, Lisa was an African American woman. She grew up in a deeply Christian household. She was from the South, where her faith and her spiritual values were central, and she arrived for some coaching. She also grew up with what was known as, what I helped her to see as, generational poverty, where money was scarce and wealth was viewed negatively. And I surmised all this just by listening to her, have her do certain exercises and what she would reveal. As an adult, Lisa desired financial freedom but she found herself struggling with guilt and cognitive dissonance around money. Her Christian beliefs clashed with her aspirations for prosperity. After introspection and some assignments, she realized her limiting beliefs about money stemmed from her upbringing. Then she began to affirm that wealth is a divine blessing. I helped her find scriptures to support that. And she visualized herself as a prosperous person who had all the resources that was necessary. But over time, not but over time, what happened was her mindset shifted, and she became a successful business owner, empowering others in her community. But it started with herself. So Lisa's journey shows us that it's possible to align a prosperity mindset with strong spiritual values, leading to personal and community transformation. So that was a success story. And so she had a background, she had some challenges, and she experienced a transformation. So, what are some of the key takeaways when we look at this particular case study that I just kind of laid out for you? We see the case study of Lisa offers several important takeaways that I want you to leave with. The power of awareness. Lisa's journey highlights the importance of becoming aware of deeply ingrained beliefs, recognizing that her limiting beliefs about money stemmed from her upbringing and was the first crucial step in her transformation. For those who read the Bible, and it talks about Abraham being told to get away from his family. Sometimes you got to get away from your family because your family is going to just reinforce and hold you to what is familial. That is what is the family's belief system. And sometimes when kids go away to college, go away to the military, leave the neighborhood, they get to expand. So this, we see the awareness that she came into. She also challenged her limiting beliefs. Lisa demonstrated how to challenge old beliefs that no longer served her. And by questioning the idea that wealth was inherently negative and recognized that it conflicted with her desire for financial freedom, she was able to start changing her mindset. And she had to get with the right people. That's why sometimes you may need to get a coach. Sometimes you need a therapist, but sometimes you need a coach. And I can think of no better person than perhaps considering me. So she aligned her new beliefs with her core values. So you got to know what your core values are, what your beliefs are. Her success shows us that it's possible to align new empowering beliefs with existing spiritual or personal values. People of African descent, those who I encounter, they have a spiritual compass. And a lot of times they're not even aware of this spiritual compass. And so we have to have this conversation. Even people that say that, oh, I'm not religious, or I don't go to church, I don't believe in all that, but they have this moral compass, this spiritual compass that has been set from childhood. And part of it may need to be, they need to get rid of it. If you don't want to live by it, if you don't want to have this cognizant dissonance, then you got to get rid of it and then live life without having to be confronted by this compass you have. But by reframing wealth as a divine blessing that could be used for good, she was able to embrace prosperity without feeling guilty or conflicted. Because one of her issues was just having all this wealth. She felt that there are so many other people. So we talked about her not necessarily amassing the wealth to bail people out per se, but maybe she could start a work or a foundation that can help those who are trying to help themselves. She used affirmations and visualization. She used them to reinforce her new belief. This consistent practice helped her internalize the idea that she could be successful and use her resources to help her. She overcame the cognitive dissonance that we talked about. You see in this case study, it illustrates how she overcame cognitive dissonance, the conflict between her old beliefs and her new desires, the reflection and the conscious reprogramming of herself. She was able to resolve this inner conflict and move forward. Okay. And through all of this, there was a sense of consistency. Her journey underscored the importance of being consistent in reinforcing her new beliefs by regularly practicing her new affirmations, her visualizations, she was able to solidify her beliefs in her mind, and they led to a real tangible. There was a lot of work we had to do because there was frustration. There was times when life was lifing and she wanted to step back, but we revisited what her goals was. So when we look at Lisa's story, it's a testament of the transformative power of changing your belief system. Simply by shifting your mindset, like she did, she not only achieved personal success, but all became a role model for financial empowerment in her community, demonstrating the broader impact of personal transformation. These takeaways highlight the key element of Lisa's transformation, and it offers all of us a valuable lesson for if you're looking to change your own belief system. So as we wrap up tonight, I normally will ask if there's any questions, but because I'm not in that interactive program this evening, I'm glad that I have a few questions that are often frequently asked questions by my client as it pertains to their belief system. And so we're going to go through a couple of them. Like, here's some of the questions though. How do I identify my limiting beliefs if they are deeply ingrained? You want to observe reoccurring thoughts and behaviors. You use journaling. You want to use mindfulness, being present. So how you want to identify reoccurring thoughts. That's how you identify them. What if my new beliefs feel fake or forced at first? And sometimes when we go into this new way of calling things that are not as though they were, if you're such a realist, you may feel like you're lying. Well, the answer is continue practicing. Change takes time. Soften it up. Don't make strong statements. Make soft, doable statements. Okay, I cannot hold on to my spiritual beliefs while embracing a prosperity mindset. Yes, but you got to understand your spiritual beliefs. Align prosperity with your spiritual values for a holistic approach. Here's one that's often asked. How long does it take to see results from reformatting my beliefs? And, I wish I could tell you 2 days, 3 days, but it varies by individual. How consistent are you? How driven are you to do it? But patience is the key. It didn't happen. You didn't get the belief system. You didn't come into the life you're living overnight, and it's not going to change in most cases overnight. What should I do if I experience setbacks or return to old beliefs? You want to reflect, reaffirm your commitment, continue practicing the techniques. That's why it's good to have what I like to call a battle buddy, someone a co-creator, someone who's in this conversation with you, or have a professional coach in your life. How can I reinforce my new beliefs daily? Simple. You want to create these daily affirmations. You want to create visualizations. You want to practice positive influencing, supportive, and supportive communities. You got to be part of a community. We live in a day and age where people are isolated. They're in silos. What the church used to provide was community, and a lot of people have stepped away. And even where there is the church, there is the virtual church, and that's the biggest platform today. But we grow in relationship. That's important. Should I focus on reformatting multiple beliefs at once, or one at a time? I strongly encourage you to do one at a time. As you master the principles and techniques, you may be able to take on multiple, or you can group them together if they are all in the same. If your health situation is tied to your financial situation, you work on them together. You eat low on the hog because you have low finances or no finances, so you eat just to survive. So you want to work on both your financial situation and your eating health habits at the same time. What if my family or friends don't support my new belief? I had a call 2 weeks ago from a young lady, and she just felt like she was circled up. The family would, because she had a big shift. She was a Church of God in Christ, and she was stating that she didn't believe some things, and she came across one of my videos, and so she was able to find me. So what if my family or friends don't support my new belief? Seek support from like-minded communities or mentors. There's strength in numbers. Many times when your family have you outnumbered, you got to find a crowd. You got to find your tribe. You got to find those individuals who are going to be supportive of you. And then you can get a lot of the chatter by not sharing with your family members and friends, especially if they are from a certain thought pattern. They're probably not ready. If they bring it up, they're ready, but in most cases they're not ready. So that's important. How do I know if my beliefs are genuinely aligned with my true self? They should feel empowering and resonate with your value. It's how you feel about them and you're resonating with them. If you don't, you might have something you desire that you just don't resonate with at this time. You put it on the back shelf. Find the thing that you resonate with, work on that. Okay. The last question is, can reformatting my belief system help in areas beyond wealth, like relationships or health? Yes, the process applies to any area of your life. And for holistic transformation, I tell people to look at all quadrants of their life: your health, your wealth, your relationships, your work, career. You look at all those things, and you don't work on them at all at the same time, but you want to assess for what area should I work on. Now, early on, I sent you an assessment tool, and that assessment tool, it helps you identify what you should be working on. So as we prepare to wrap up tonight, um, this seminar, let's recap some key points. We discussed recognizing and challenging limiting beliefs, installing empowering beliefs, reinforcing these new beliefs daily. I want you to remember that this journey requires commitment, but the rewards are well worth it. I want you to spend time reflecting on what resonated most with you tonight and over the last 8 weeks. I want you to apply these insights in your daily life. You have assignments. I'm going to repackage this, get all 9 lessons together for you. They're not for me, so I don't necessarily have to see. But if you're doing the assignment and you're running into some challenges, I can help you get clarity. I can help you push through. If you want somebody to come alongside of you to work through this, I'm available to do that too. Whether through affirmations, visualizations, or mindfulness, there are small steps and actions you take will lead to significant shifts. I want you to know you have the power to change your story. Your beliefs are not set in stone. They become stone because the assumptions we hold. They can be rewritten, softened up, disintegrated, and realigned with the life you desire. I want you to embrace this power that you have and trust in your ability to create a reality that reflects your highest and greatest good. That's important. So until we meet again, your next steps. I want you to commit to an ongoing process of uncovering and transforming your hidden beliefs. So I want to thank you for your participation, your commitment to personal growth. Feel free to reach out to me. You can go to my website, Soulutions, that's SOULUTIONS for living.com. And you can poke around out there and you can give me a call and we can go from there. So I look forward to seeing you at our next masterclass, or perhaps this Sunday for Serendipity Sunday. Something good and unexpected will be brought to you. So have a wonderful evening and keep moving forward on your journey of growth and empowerment. Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Good. Let me stop the share and come back on the screen. If I can get this thing to kind of participate with me. I'll edit it out and when I reformat this, but I have been having some computer issues here the last couple of weeks, but I pretty much got everything worked out. Let me see. Oh, there it is. We come in from this side. Okay, there you go. So Awesome. All right, you guys. So you have a wonderful evening, and I will chat with you. For those who will be with us on tomorrow morning, we have the morning session where we do morning meditation. That's from 6 to 6:15. So consider joining us out there for morning meditation. All that is found on the website too. So have a good evening. Thanks everyone that joined, that switched over from the Zoom over to this platform. And I hope you were able to at least grab the information. We didn't get to interact tonight as we normally do, but you have all that you need, and I'll edit this and get it out to you. Peace. Have a wonderful evening.